Hello, I'm Crystal Rose, the CEO and co-founder of Sense. And today I want to chat with you and the community about Sense on all of the different exchanges, how you can buy and sell the Sense tokens. One of the biggest topics of conversation in our groups and within our community today is Sense getting listed in exchanges. We know how important it is for you to have Sense listed in your favorite exchange, and there are hundreds of centralized exchanges out there. So if there is an exchange that you love, the easiest way for us to get Sense listed is to work together. If you, the community, help us, we can come together to cast votes on each exchange. And the way to do that is to simply open up your contact form or your support tickets within the exchange that you like and tell them about Sense. Give them the link to Sense and let them know that you're casting a vote. You can also do this on platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and Steemit, and just make sure that you're getting in touch with someone on the community side or somebody who's running that exchange. You might be wondering what is the difference between a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange anyway. So if you think of some of the larger exchanges that come to mind, you can think of things like Coinbase, which has only a couple of tokens. They're listing Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. You might think of other really large ones like Gemini or Bitfinex. And those centralized exchanges can be thought of kind of like a crypto bank. There's an entity or a corporation sitting in between the transaction that you have with another person. Now, a decentralized exchange is different. It's truly peer-to-peer. It's direct. There's no one in between the transaction. You go directly from one person to the other person when you make that trade. And that's really built with the original ethos of the blockchain, which is a peer-to-peer, fully autonomous, fully anonymous transaction that happens between two parties on their own with no intermediaries at all. If you're wondering where you can get the Sense tokens and which exchange Sense is listed on, we are on the decentralized exchanges currently. So you can find Sense on idex.market, which is a fully decentralized exchange that has Sense as well as other ERC20 tokens on the Ethereum network. Sense is also listed on Bancor, which is a liquidity network. And what that means is all of the community tokens are available on Bancor to be exchanged with each other. So if you have Sense and want to convert it into EOS, or if you have Ethereum and want to convert it into Sense, you can do that on Bancor. And that's at bancor.network. So what I'd like to show you is exactly how to use these exchanges to both buy and sell Sense tokens. So the next thing we'll do is go straight into IDEX and Bancor and show you how to use both of those networks. Let's trade some Sense. The first thing we're going to do is go to the Sense token website. There's a buy and sell widget for Bancor. So you can easily hit one of those two buttons and it's going to pop open a widget. You'll want to have a Bancor or a MetaMask wallet. So the wallet that works inside of Chrome as an extension or inside of Brave browser, which is my favorite browser, is MetaMask. So we'll pop open the extension. If you don't already have it, it's really simple. metamask.io, and you can get the Chrome extension for either one of those browsers. Once we install MetaMask Ethereum browser, then you'll see the icon up in the top right of your browser, and you're going to be able to create a wallet. If you want to add additional tokens, you can add those into the token tab. Once you have MetaMask, then you can go to Bancor. So you can go to bancor.network, and that's going to let you convert your Ethereum into Sense. So you can buy Sense essentially with Ethereum or with any other token that's listed on Bancor. And as a community exchange or a liquidity network, Bancor has so many different large and small tokens that you can really trade a lot of different things for Sense. So just put in the amount of Ether that you want to trade, and it'll tell you how many Sense it's going to convert for. And then you open up MetaMask or the Bancor wallet. I'm opening up the advanced settings just to show you, but if you do change the price of the gas, the transaction will fail. So You want to just basically leave everything as is and then proceed with the transaction. So now that we have pressed proceed on the Bancor network, we'll open up MetaMask and it's going to ask you to verify the transaction. So to confirm the transaction, just hit the green submit button. It'll tell you all of the details in there, and then Bancor is going to update. The token will take a minute to show up in MetaMask. So if you want, you can open up your transaction on Etherscan. You just click the link that's provided and you can see the transactions pending and watch the progress of that transaction. So you can just keep refreshing this page, or you can go back to your MetaMask wallet if you want to see the new updated token. So now we're going to try to sell tokens, and this is just the opposite process on Bancor. I want to sell my Sense for EOS tokens, so I'm going to select EOS from the drop-down menu and have Sense as the sell. You can see we're going to use the Sense that we just put into our wallet. So I'm going to sell 5,000 of these Sense for EOS tokens. It will tell me automatically how many I receive. And then we just hit next to make the transaction happen. It will ask us to confirm the transaction inside of MetaMask. So you go back up to the MetaMask icon in your browser and confirm the transaction. Now we can see that we have some EOS inside of our wallet, and I'm just going to hit the transaction, pop open Etherscan, and you can see that it has gone through. Now let's try to buy and sell Sense on the IDEX exchange, which is idex.market. And IDEX is a decentralized exchange. You will have to accept the terms on IDEX and unlock your wallet when you first start. So each time you come to IDEX, you unlock a wallet to use while you're doing the exchange process. I'm going to unlock MetaMask. You can also use a Ledger wallet, or you can use a key store file. And MetaMask is easiest because it's in my browser. And once I have unlocked MetaMask, it's going to allow me to view all of the different tokens on IDEX. So you can do a search for Sense, and I like to keep it in my favorites by starring the token so that Sense and my other favorites will come up above the rest of the list. And the first step is we want to make sure that we're funded. So in order to buy anything on IDEX, you have to first put another token in to stake for that purchase. So I'm going to exchange Ethereum for Sense. So I'm going to go to my balances. So on the top of the website, I'm going to go to the balances tab and check full balances. Now this is going to give you a list of every single token that's on IDEX, which is a lot of ERC20 tokens. And if you hit the checkbox that says hide zero balances, this will make it a little bit easier. The tokens that are showing for me are EOS, Ether, and Sense, and that's because those are my favorites. So I get to see those even with the zero balance. I'm going to make a deposit. So you have a few buttons that you can select from. Use the deposit button to deposit some Ether to IDEX. And so we're going to type in the amount to send and then confirm the deposit. Once you press the blue confirmation button, you'll see that the transaction has now moved over into my Ether wallet. It shows a #1 little number for the notification in the top right of the browser. So you can use MetaMask to confirm this transaction. You'll open up MetaMask, make sure that the transaction looks right, and then hit the green button to submit. Once you have funded your IDEX exchange for this transaction, you can then start to find the token that you want to transact. So we'll go back to the exchange tab and find Sense inside of the markets on the left-hand side. And then just select into the Sense market. And so you can see all the information about trading on the market today. And you can see all the open buy and sell orders at the bottom of the page. So now we can go ahead and start our exchange from Ether to Sense. You'll go into the center box that says Buy Sense. And there are two selections. You can do either the market price, which is the current price that the token is being traded on IDEX, or you can do a limit price, which is the price that you choose that you want to pay for it. And the limit order might take a while to fill. So if you want to trade the Sense right now, you'll want to do it at market. The market rate can be found at the top of the page. You'll see where the last price is, and you can then take that price and multiply it and figure out how many Sense tokens you want to buy. So if you wanted to buy a half of an Ether worth of Sense, we're going to hit the market box. I'm going to do that so the transaction goes through right away, and I'm going to put in the amount of Sense that I want to buy and press the buy button. You'll see that transaction go up to MetaMask as pending, and you'll have to confirm the transaction. So on Etherscan, it may ask you to sign the transaction, and it's going to give you a warning sign for that. The product is in beta, so when you see that, it says that there's a disclaimer that it's a dangerous feature. So if you want to use this wallet, you go ahead and hit the sign button, and I'm comfortable using MetaMask. If you would rather not use a beta product, you might want to use one of those wallets that was in the beginning when we started the process. So I'm going to hit the sign button and confirm the transaction. I'm confident that IDEX is a good exchange, and I'm going to go forward with it. You'll see that there's an update inside of the IDEX website, and you'll also be able to find this transaction on Etherscan when you're complete. If you want to see the balances once they've updated, it takes a few minutes sometimes to get the Ether transactions completed, so it might not reflect right away. But if you hit the balance or the balances tab, if you hit the balances tab on the top, you'll be able to see all of the balances that you had. And if you have that hide zero balances checkbox selected, then it will just show you what is currently in your wallet. So you'll see that the Ether transaction shows how many Ether I have inside of the wallet, and that's from funding it initially. And then you'll see Sense, which is currently the amount of Sense that we've purchased for Ether. And so if you want to put this into your wallet, you can withdraw. And if you want to transfer it for something else, you can hit the transfer button, and that's essentially an exchange. So that's it. It's really easy to use the decentralized exchanges. You have the ability to make an exchange in your own power without having to be part of a centralized exchange. You can see all of the asks and the bids, which are buys and sells essentially of how much people are willing to spend on Sense and how much they are willing to sell for as well. And so you can look at these numbers and you can gauge a better idea of what you would want to set as the limit price. We just went over the basic trading, which is the market price. And that's how you use a decentralized exchange. I hope that you were able to buy or sell some of your Sense tokens. And if you'd like to follow up with us on more news, we have exciting announcements coming, including Sense on more exchanges coming soon. There is a decentralized, centralized hybrid exchange that we're excited to share with you. So please follow us on Twitter and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And as always, if you want to chat directly with the team or the Sense community, join us on Telegram at Sense Token, where we'll answer your questions as well as bring them into future videos like this one. Thank you for making sense with us.